Now today we are making probably my favorite cake, and that is carrot cake. The smell in this kitchen is intoxicating. It smells like heaven. It really does give it a lovely extra flavor and make the most incredible taste explosion in your mouth when you eat it.
My name's Taryn and I'm a professional baker from South Africa. I've made some crazy, weird and wonderful cakes in my time, and now I hope to pass those skills on to you as I bake, make and create with the Supermoms Club.
Now today we are making probably my favorite cake, and that is carrot cake. And this recipe is something special. It is super moist and it has the most incredible flavor. I think what enhances it is that I use treacle sugar, and that really just helps to give it a rich color and enhance the flavors of the ginger and cinnamon. So on that note, let's get into the ingredients. You will need 4 eggs, 2 cups of treacle sugar, a cup of sunflower oil, 3 cups of grated carrots, 2 cups of flour, a pinch of salt, a teaspoon each of ground ginger and cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a teaspoon of baking soda. So before I start anything with this recipe, the first thing I do is do all of my prep work. It really does make a big difference because it takes a while to grate the carrots, and if you start by beating your eggs, they're not going to be that fluffy when you put in the rest of your ingredients, and it will make a difference to your bake. So you can start by peeling your carrots. So just a little tip to add in here is that I peel and grate my carrots one by one. Obviously, carrots are not made equal in size, and the recipe calls for 3 cups of finely grated carrots, so it's going to depend on how big your carrots are as to how many you are going to need. And then pack them really tightly into your measuring cup. And now, continuing with our prep, I am going to grease my baking pans. Now for the recipe, I'm using 2 20cm round pans, and then you can put some wax paper in your pans as well. Now I've just cut some round ones for the bottom, and then some little squares to line all the way around the sides. And then lastly, you can pop your oven on to 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit. So all the laborious bits are over and we can get into actually baking this carrot cake. And now you'll see it goes really quickly. So we're going to start with beating the eggs, and we want to beat them really nice and fluffy to give us a fluffy bake. And that's really the key, especially with any recipe that has oil in it. So you can go ahead and add them into your mixer, and then beat them until they become paler in color and you see lots of little bubbles inside your eggs. So I am now going to switch out my whisk attachment for a paddle attachment. If you are using just a normal mixer, that's absolutely fine. What you will do now though is slowly add the next ingredients. I am going to kind of dump everything in because I can with this big mixer. So I'm going to pop on this attachment and then just dump in my sugar, the oil and the carrots, and then mix it for roughly around 30 seconds to a minute until everything is nicely combined. And now it's just the dry ingredients to go in. So I'm going to sieve in my flour and the spices. So that is the salt, the cinnamon and the ginger, and then beat it on a low speed until they're mixed in. And now we can add in the baking powder and baking soda and then beat the mixture for around 30 seconds. I told you it would be quick. So now, if you like, you could add a half a cup to a cup of nuts into this carrot cake mixture. It really does give it a lovely extra flavor. So you could use pecan nuts or walnuts, whatever you prefer. And now what I'm going to do is weigh the mixture out evenly between my 2 pans. And then into the oven they go for 50 minutes to an hour. So you can start checking on them from 50 minutes onwards. Once they're nice and golden, then you can kind of pull them out and do a skewer test and see if they are cooked through. The smell in this kitchen is intoxicating. It smells like heaven. So now I'm going to allow the cakes to cool completely before I take them out of the cake tins. And then in the meantime, we can get on to making the cream cheese icing. And for that, you'll need a 230 gram tub of cream cheese, a dash of lemon juice, and 300 grams of icing sugar. Cream cheese icing is definitely my favorite type of icing, and it is so easy to make. It has just 3 ingredients. So what you're going to do is start by adding your cream cheese into your mixer. and the lemon juice. And then you can beat it until it's nice and soft. So just a really quick little beat. You don't want to heat it up too much. And now we just have to add the icing sugar. So add it in all in one go if you're using a stand-up mixer. Otherwise, add it in bit by bit if you're using just an electric hand mixer. And then beat it on a really low speed, because otherwise you are going to get a face full of icing sugar. Now we can ice our cake. So what you can do is just give a little bit of a tug to your wax paper, going all the way around. And then once you've done that, you can kind of put your arm over it and then just give it a little bit of a tap. And there we go. Out it comes. If you live in a more humid climate, you may find that your cakes have risen a little bit more, so you can go ahead and cut off that extra rise. And now what you can do is start by just popping a little blob of icing onto a board or a plate, and this is just going to secure your cake. And then with the bottom side down, you can just pop it on, and then use about half of your icing and just spread it around the top. And then you can sandwich your next layer top side down, so try and get it into the middle, and then you can just add the rest of your icing. And sprinkle with crushed nuts and dust it with some icing sugar. Absolutely perfect. All the recipe links are in the description. Thanks for watching. If you liked this episode, hit the like button and remember to subscribe to see more videos.